They pray with their two hands hanging down at their side, even though the sunnah is to pray with your right hand over your left hand. Now, Bukhari, volume 1, page 260. Bukhari didn't tell you to put it under your navel or on your chest. He left it open. The Muwatta of Imam Malik said, put it on your chest, your two hands, right hand over left hand. Bukhari kept quiet. He didn't say put it on the chest. Who pray with their two hands hanging down at the side at the Wailing Wall? Jews. The Jews pray with their hands at their sides hanging down at the Wailing Wall. Shiites don't wash their feet when they make wudu. They damp their hands and wipe on the naked skin. One day the Prophet saw a man praying and he didn't make wudu properly. The size of a coin was left dry at the back of his feet. The Prophet took him out of his salah. What did he say? Iyyakum wal aqab min an-nar. Save your ankles from the hellfire. Wash your ankles properly and save your ankles from the hellfire. Iyyakum wal aqab min an-nar. Shiites, they don't wash their feet. They just damp their hands and wipe the top of their feet. So every ankle of the Shiites are in the hellfire because they don't practice the sunnah of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are so ridiculous. Now your feet are touching the ground, close to the ground. So there is dust on your feet. Your face is far from the ground, so there's no dust on your face. The dust is on your feet. So why do you wash your face and wipe your feet? Look how ridiculous their look how ridiculous their fiqh is. It goes against Quran, it goes against Sunnah, and it goes against common sense. They add to the adhan. One day I was invited to Buckingham University in Milton Keynes to give a speech. That university, they said the rich and famous send their kids there to study medicine. One of the top universities in the UK. So the Muslims invited me to give a speech. Then they said to me, okay, Sheikh Faisal, lead the salah. I said, I can't lead the salah. I didn't hear the adhan. I said, the brother just called the adhan. I said, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the adhan. What I heard was bid'ah. The man called the adhan and he called a Shiite adhan. What did he say? Hayya ala ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, ashhadu anna Ali waliyullah. Where that sentence came from? That's bid'ah. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah, hayya ala khairul amal. Hayya ala khairul amal. Where that sentence came from? You need to leave Islam the way you found it. Don't add to Islam and don't subtract from Islam. Because the Rasul said every newly invented matter is a bid'ah. Every bid'ah is a going astray, and every going astray leads to the hellfire. They beat themselves the 10th of Muharram every year. Self-inflicted wounds. The flagellation of the body. Why? They feel guilty. They invited Hussein to Iraq. He went with 200 members of his family. When he went to Iraq, the Shiites turned their backs on Hussein and caused him to be slaughtered with his family. There are 5 types of Shiites. The Zaydis, they are like us, you can pray behind them. They are found in Yemen and they do not insult the Sahabas. The 12ers are Kafirs, you cannot pray behind 12ers. They are the ones who make takfir on the Sahabas and claim that the Quran has been changed. The Alawis, who are the Alawis? Ali should be the Prophet, not Muhammad. That's their Aqidah. Ali should be the Prophet, not Muhammad, and the Alawis are prevalent in Lebanon and Turkey. The Nusayris, who are the Nusayris? The Nusayris, they believe that Ali is Allah. Allah came down on earth in the form of Ali. And the last one is the Ismaili Aga Khani. The Ismaili Aga Khani. We say to the Shiites, Ali had a daughter named Kulthum, and Omar liked her. He proposed to her. Ali said, I'm sending her to you. If you like her, you can have her. When Kulthum came, Omar lifted up her dress to look at her leg, this part. She said, if you were not the Amir al-Mu'minin, I'll slap you across the face. Ali married his daughter to Omar. So if Omar and Ali were enemies, why would he marry his daughter to Omar? Ali had a strong personality. He corrected Omar on many occasions. One day a woman committed zina. Omar said, let's stone her to death. Ali said, you can't because she's a mad woman. And in Islam, we don't punish mad people or the child or the sleeping man. And Omar had to back down. So if Omar And I can give you other examples. If Omar was corrupted by Ali, if Ali knew that he should be the caliph, he wouldn't have kept quiet. He would have spoke out for his birthright. So this is how you refute the Shiites. Now when we tell them about the marriage between Kulthum and Omar, they said, you, the Sunnis, have it wrong. It's not the same Kulthum. The Kulthum that Ali married to Omar, he is a street kid he found on the street with no mother, no father. And he took her in the house and married her to Omar. So they have a different interpretation of history. And all the four great Imams said, you cannot take hadiths from Shiites because they lie. Bukhari, he took hadiths from Khawarij because Khawarij didn't lie. But in his chain of transmitters, no Shiites are in his chain of transmitters because the Shiites, they do lie. Brothers and sisters in Islam, this is our topic, the devil's deception of the Shia. I will now pause and take questions. It is worthy of mentioning that whenever a Muslim country is attacked, the Shiites always take sides with the invaders. The Shiites, they help America to conquer Iraq. Then they hang Saddam Hussein on Eid day because they claim he was a Sunni. They hang him on Eid Kabir, Eid Adha, thinking that they can disgrace the Sunnis by hanging Saddam Hussein on Eid day. So the Shiites, they always take sides with the invaders, and a Shiite is leading Iraq at this moment in time. So anytime the Muslim country is invaded by the Crusaders or the Jews, the Shiites always take sides with invaders. Okay, sir.
One of the aspects of the Shia Sunni divide is that.
So when Ali died, Hassan became the caliph. Hassan is the fifth rightly gathered caliph. He ruled the Muslims for 6 months. 6 months. He ruled the Muslims for 6 months. And he gave the caliphate to Muawiyah. When he gave the caliphate to Muawiyah, peace and tranquility reigned through the Muslim world. And the Muslims stopped fighting. Because they stopped fighting each other, the caliphate of Muawiyah was extremely successful and prosperous, and they were able to conquer many, many places. Muawiyah conquered most of North Africa. The Muslims enjoyed a lot of wealth and a lot of conquest, and Muawiyah was a very, very successful caliph. The only mistake Muawiyah made was to give the caliphate to his son Yazid. Apart from that, his caliphate was extremely successful and prosperous, and it lasted for 20 long years. So Hassan gave the caliphate to Muawiyah, which was a good act. The Prophet said he will bring peace to two warring factions of my ummah. The Shiites claim that Muawiyah poisoned Hassan to get him out of the way so that Yazid can become the caliph. Then the Shiites claim in their history books that maybe Yazid is not the son of Muawiyah, because Muawiyah was married to a Christian woman, and behind his back she used to have an affair with a Christian man. So because his wife was not faithful to him, she used to have an affair. Maybe Yazid is a bastard child. Maybe Yazid is not the son of Muawiyah. All these things are in the Shiites' history books. Their history is very, very messy. When you read their history book, they can tell you everybody who had an affair and who they had the affair with. That's all they concentrate on. They go into your history and dig up your history, and they make up stories about you, and they tarnish your image beyond repair. I didn't hear. Do they believe in the punishment of the grave? The Shiites, they take their aqidah from the Mu'tazila. When I was in university and I used to read the Shiite books, sometimes I became confused. Am I reading Shiite books or Mu'tazila books? Their aqidah is identical. The Mu'tazilas, they are rationalists. Shiites don't believe in Adhab al-Qabr because they take their deen from the Mu'tazila, and the Mu'tazilites don't believe in Adhab al-Qabr. No Mu'tazila, no Khawarij, no Shia was present in the time of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Mu'tazila came about in the time of Hassan al-Basri. Wasil ibn Atta, the founder, approximately 100 years after the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not during the time of the Rasul. Hassan